to start a new drawing, I can type QNEW, enter, and that will bring me to here, QNU, and I can choose one of these templates. I'm going to choose AutoCAD ISO, open, and it will take me here. So the first thing to do is to remove my grid. I remove the grid by clicking here. My next step is to set up my units. For that, I type UN, and that brings up unit. I click enter to accept. It will then bring up this drawing unit dialog box. First thing is to change this to 0 to no decimal places, and units. I want my unit to be in millimeters, so I will accept that. Then click OK. I'm gonna Control and paste, Control V to paste that drawing that I have in this, right? All right. So this is what I want to draw. All right. The dimension for this is 25, 20, and 30. So the overall length for this is 100 by 90. So for that size drawing, I would want a limit of 200 by 200. All right. So the limit is determined by the size of the drawing. So for that, I'll start by typing LIM, limit, enter. It will then ask me to specify the lower point. So for that, I enter 0, 0, enter. It will then ask me to specify the upper limit for the box. For this, I want this to be 200 by 200. So I type 200, tab key, 200. I could press tab key or I could use a comma. So now that generates an imaginary boundary or drawing limit of 200 by 200. To bring that onto the screen, I would type Z for zoom, enter, A for all, enter. And that would bring up the limit on the screen. The next thing I need to set up, you always set up your layers. So we type for layer, and we click here for layer, on this for layer, click this drop down. And to add a layer, we simply click on this icon here. Click here on this icon. And from there we can name our layer. We'll label this one outline, OUTLINE. And from that, I can change the color by clicking here. And I'm going to let this be red. Click OK. I can also change the line weight from that to 0.5, from default to 0.5 or 0.4. Press tab for it. Okay for that. So I now have a line. I could also add one more. Click here. Label this one construction, CONS for construction. And for this, I want this one to be probably blue. Okay. I want this line weight thickness to be really, really thin, to be okay. I want this to be 0.4, 0.25. Okay. For now, I'll work with those two layers for now. All right. So I close that. Now I'm gonna start drawing. I need to change to my construction layer. All right, so I'll change to my construction layer. So I start here. Click this. Good morning. Click on my construction layer. Then I want to draw. Looking at this, the length of this is 20 up. This is 30. This is 15. This is 20. This is 30. This is 25. So I could engage line. Type L for line, enter. In this case, these lines are all vertical and horizontal. So I must engage orthogonal mode here. Next, it's extremely important that we read the command bar. And it says we are to specify the first point. We specify the first point by left clicking at anywhere we want the line to form. Yeah. So we left click here to specify the first point.
And then we start.
Then I'm going to type 20, 20. I must press the enter key to
Insert to keep it.
enter. Then I'm going to type next distance is 30, 30, enter. Then I go up. This is very, very tiny. Very, very tiny. Very, very tiny relative to that.
So go up 15.
Up 15, 1, 5, enter. Then you go across.
Across 20 millimeters.
0, enter. Then we go up 30, right? 30.
Yes, sir. Up 30 millimeters.
Enter. Then you go across, what, 25?
20, yes, sir, 25 millimeters.
Enter. Enter. This is extremely tiny. The height of this is now
45, 20, sir, 65.
We could use a command. We could use a command called object snap tracking. We're going to bring this down. Then we bring this across to this point. We don't click, do not click, then move across. You realize that? That it formed?
Oh, it made it.
Yeah. So again, we go down like this. Then we come across here and it automatically snaps there at that point. That's one way. We could also draw an imaginary line slightly below, enter to end that command. Then hit the space bar to reactivate line, click here, move across, enter. Then trim, TR, enter, enter, touch here, touch that to get that. All right. So that's basically how we would do this. All right. All right.
Okay, sir. So trim removes like excess lines.
Excess lines, yes. All right. Okay. So that is how we will generate this. So I'm gonna stop this video and start a new one.